This part of South LA we're standing in is technically city property, but just on the other side of this fence is state property. So when residents call for help, everyone's basically pointing fingers at each other. Really frustrating for residents who say they're basically living in a black hole. Leaning up against their graffitied wall, South LA residents are exhausted, fed up, and defeated.
Got mobile homes, it's just pitiful. And I'm tired of they got the best of me. I'm gonna take my ass up out of here.
Big Tex and his neighbors have all lived here on 115th off Hoover for about 20 years, where they run a professional babysitting business for 14 kids in the midst of a homeless encampment. In the past month, they've dealt with 31 fires, sometimes 3 or 4 a day, and 3 times that many in this area, from just under the 105 to the 110 to Vermont.
All along this area, there's been over 100 fires in the last month.
How many of them are arson?
Every single one is arson related. It's homeless encampments.
If you can notice how I sound right now, waking up in the morning, your voice sounding hoarse because you got so much consuming of smoke. When you just wake up at all hours of the night and your whole backyard is just flamed up, it's like, what do you do? Well, our little water hoses is not going to help that.
Still, Janet Sanchez tried on the last homeless fire, grabbing her garden hose to save her elderly neighbor's home.
And I didn't want the house to burn down, so we had to grab our garden hoses and 2 ladies in flip-flops just trying to put the fire out.
The street is part of what has become the largest concentration of homeless RVs in the county that we've reported on for the past couple of years now. Thanks to cleanups led by Harbor Gateway Chamber of Commerce community advocate David Matthews, 450 run-down RVs is now down to about 150. The residents say still bring crime, drugs, and trash.
Oh my God, so last week was crazy. We had rats just running everywhere. They were running up and down the sidewalk and they were running at us. And what was crazy was there was a hole in the Caltrans fence and they were falling onto the cars that were driving under the freeway and they were going into the residential areas. And people were living there, kids were living in this mess. And how are we okay with that, especially with all the diseases?
Sanchez shows me where the homeless crawl through to their cul-de-sac. DeSelvin lives here but denies any involvement in the problems.
I don't see people living on the streets here starting a lot of fires. I feel as though the main reason for confusion and discord is ignorance.
Drugs take you away from your family.
After drugs, jail time, and missing out on his 2 young kids, living here on the streets for nearly a decade, Rigoberto Alejo got sober at a Section 8 home.
Tiring, to be out in the street, not having hot water, sometimes not even have food.
Now he's hoping to help others get off the street as well. Residents aren't holding their breath.
I go to City Hall, it's a mess down there. So if it's messed up down there, they ain't finna do over here.
The issue is we have all these overlapping jurisdictions and nobody is still not communicating with each other. It's time we stop this. We can solve it, but we have to all come to the table.
So once again, residents are taking matters into their own hands. They plan to clean this up again this weekend, and they're hoping some of the homeless get proper housing. Reporting in South LA, I'm Haley Winslow, Fox 11 News.